I've been telling you about the Durbin Marshall credit card bill. We have partnered with the Electronic Payments Coalition, one of our sponsors here on Team Gallagher. And I've been really, really impressed with the work they're doing because you need to be aware of what's really at stake. Let's welcome back the executive chairman from the Electronic Payments Coalition, Richard Hunt, who joins us again. Before joining EPC, by the way, Richard served as the president and CEO of the Consumer Bankers Association, representing the nation's largest bank. So he's seen this from a lot of different angles. Hey, it's great to see you again. Let's talk a little bit, Richard, about who benefits from the Durbin Marshall credit card bill. I want people to be aware of this. I want it to be on their radar. And you guys at the EPC have been really, really sounding the alarm because the truth is the Durbin Marshall credit card bill is only going to help the big guys while hurting the little guys.
Hey, Mike, a very good morning. Yes, Target and Walmart and Home Depot are the only winners in all of this. Just back in 2010, Durbin struck first on the debit card, where he said consumers would get all the savings from a reduction in interchange price. And guess what, Mike? The big guys kept the money. Home Depot admitted it in one of their earnings calls in 2013 that they're going to keep $23 million. Now, Mike, you're going to use your credit card today. It gives you access to credit. It's safe. It is secure. It is convenient. And it gives you rewards that people can use to go on your cruise in July.
Right.
But Durbin Marshall would get rid of all that, just like they did on the debit reward miles. So some 15 million people used their miles just last year, Mike, to travel across the country, to use it at gas stations and grocery stores to lower their bill. And of course, the number one choice of cashback rewards. Look, you all know Target and Walmart have not lowered their prices. That's why we're seeing inflation rates so high. The one thing that is working more than anything else in this country is your credit card. And here comes Washington, D.C. politicians telling American companies how they can use their credit card in their companies. Nothing ever good comes out of Washington, D.C. when they try to tell American companies how to operate their business. Credit unions, community banks across the country in all 50 states are adamantly opposed to the Marshall-Durbin bill. I don't know why Roger Marshall teamed up with Dick Durbin to do this bill. Usually Roger Marshall is against government mandates, but something's going on in Kansas because he's all in on government mandates.
Well, I was going to ask you that. What's behind this? I don't get it. I don't get why people who ostensibly understand what's at stake here are on this bandwagon. What do they argue? What is their talking point to try to persuade people to go along with this?
Look, their argument is strictly, we need to help out Target and Walmart lower their prices. Look, the Federal Reserve Board of Richmond said the big box retail stores did not return the money back to the consumers. The Congressional Research Service, which is the research arm of the United States Congress, this past December came out and said there's no evidence that any savings would be passed on to the consumer, none whatsoever. So I don't know what's going on with Roger Marshall teaming up with the Biden-Harris administration, weaponizing the United States government to investigate reward points. He said all these great things about the airline industry until the airlines came out in opposition to this bill because they know this would hurt airports, this would hurt tourist attractions across the country as people could no longer use their miles to travel across the country.
We're talking with Richard Hunt, who's the executive chairman of the Electronic Payments Coalition. Let's dig down for just a moment again. I want to specify how consumers are going to be hurt. Can we go through that again to make sure people understand what's at stake here?
Yeah, so we have the most and safe credit card system in the world. It is the envy of the world. What Marshall Durbin would do would tell Visa and MasterCard they have to allow some company that does not exist to provide these services onto their system. So think about that. Target and Walmart would go to the lowest common denominator, the person who charges the cheapest. Now, look, Mike, that's the last thing we need in this country is to turn our safety and security off to the cheapest person out there. We spend billions of dollars per year making sure your data is safe and secure. You remember in Target in 2012 had a major data breach. It happens all over this country. So safety and security would be at risk. You would lose your rewards. You may use the ones that you have now, but I think the reward systems would go away. So you could not lower your gas or credit card or your grocery store bill by any means whatsoever, because rewards would not exist. This is just the United States government, the United States Senate in Marshall and Durban, trying to, on behalf of Target and Walmart, tell companies what they can and can't do, and the consumer is the one who's going to lose at the end of the day once again.
Are there members of Congress who are on the fence? I know you guys have been engaged and you're in dialogue with representatives. And if they are, what would you tell those who are sort of straddling the fence on this?
Yeah, so look, we meet with members of Congress each and every day. You can imagine those members of Congress who do not like government controls, government mandates, telling business what they can and can't do. The fact of the matter, Mike, there are some people in the United States Senate who want the government to tell businesses how to operate and what to do. And those are obviously called mandates. Look, we feel very confident that the vast majority of the Senate do not want mandate, especially those on the Republican side. We do have many Democrats who are in support of our efforts as well. Some 250 million Americans use their credit card on a daily basis. Many people use it many times throughout the day. It's got an 81% favorable rating. The last thing we need to do is to have Congress ruin my credit card. Handsoffmyrewards.com is our website to go to make sure you contact your member of Congress to tell Washington, stay out of my wallet.
Amen. And remind us again what the website is, please.
Yeah, you bet, Mike. Handsoffmyrewards.com. Handsoffmyrewards.com. We've had over 1 million letters go to the United States Congress in support of our efforts. The entire banking industry, small businesses across the country who will be affected, consumers across the country have all weighed in to the United States Congress. And think about the economic impact this will have on the tourism industry. 15 million people use their miles to fly, 800,000 just in Nevada. Think about the economic impact of the Super Bowl coming up this year in Nevada. How many people use their miles to stay at a hotel, to rent cars, to travel there as well. And Mike, I know you spent a lot of money over the Christmas holidays. You spent too much money on gifts, probably. You can use your points to reduce your credit card bill in January. So please make sure your viewers use that option as well. We want you to use your point.
And the Mike Gallagher audience is real active, real engaged, and there's strength in numbers. I mean, we got to let our voice be heard. And I just got a text message as we're speaking today, Richard, from Columbus, Ohio. Hey, Mike, my wife and I are traveling to the Dominican Republic in March for our 25th anniversary. We're flying for free and staying at an all-inclusive resort for free, all thanks to travel rewards. That is spectacular. So people get it. They understand it, Richard. They know what's at stake, and we need support here. Handsoffmyrewards.com is the website you should go to and make sure your voice is heard, and you tell our elected representatives absolutely no to the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. It only helps the big guys, and it sure doesn't help us. Go to handsoffmyrewards.com, handsoffmyrewards.com. Richard Hunt, we appreciate you sounding the warning alarm here on the Mike Gallagher Show. Keep fighting the good fight, sir.
Mike, thank you very much. Have a great day.